Hey guys, Brian Cade here with Cade Fit, a fitness and self-development center where I teach people how to get more out of their minds and more out of their bodies. Today I'm going to teach you how to increase your motivation and your follow-through. Most people start a goal and they rely solely on motivation. And we've all experienced it. You set a goal and you're super excited for about a week. You saw a seminar, read a book, had a good idea, or just it's New Year's and you're like, hey, I'm going to get started. And after about a week or two, it wanes and you never achieve it again. So motivation itself isn't what's going to get you motivated or keep you going. So I'm going to go through 4 things today to show you how to stay motivated and increase your follow-through to reach your goals. So first off, know your why. The more reasons you can have, more compelling you can make it, the more likely you're going to follow through. If your why is bigger than your daily challenges, you're going to keep going no matter what. When you're looking at your why, create a list of everything possible. So if you're starting a fitness program, think about your long-term future. Are you going to be able to play with the kids more, have more energy, keep doing the activities that you've always wanted? Or say you want to start new hobbies, but it's physically demanding and you can't do it. Say you want to have better sex life, or you want to look good at the beach. As many reasons as possible, write them down. Like I said, the more reasons you have, the more you're going to move forward and keep pushing when things get challenging. If it's your business, or say you want to have a money goal, like you want to make $50,000 extra a year, tie it to as many other goals as possible. So your reasons should match your other goals. So first off, if you want to make $50,000, relate it to all your travel goals. What places do you want to see? Think about the cost. So if you want to start traveling to foreign countries, what is that $50,000 going to help you be able to do? If you have contribution goals, what is that money going to be able to help you? Who can you donate to? What charities are you going to be able to give to? Or maybe it's you're saving up for college for your kids. What places and areas can you use that money that's going to be like, I need to make $50,000? Because if you just think about it, it's like, the money would be nice. But if you don't think about why you're going to use it or what it's going to help with, it's going to be hard to keep pushing to make that extra money. Second, know the cost. I want you to imagine yourself 10 years in the future. You didn't achieve your goals. You're looking back and everything is the same or worse. Because oftentimes, as we put off our goals or the things we need to do, it just gets worse. So, what costs did you experience because you didn't achieve that goal? It's 10 years in the future. Did you miss out on quality time with friends and family because your health kept you from doing vacations? Did you not feel comfortable in your clothes because you just kept the weight on? As many costs as possible. What trips did you miss out on because you didn't make that extra money? What charity weren't you able to give to because you didn't have it to donate? This can apply to any area of your life. Don't just focus on money or fitness, but what did you miss out on by not achieving that goal? If it was to build a better relationship, what did you miss out on? Did you not ever fix that relationship with your spouse and you just kept growing further apart and remained distant? Whatever it is, know the cost of not achieving it. The third thing I want you to focus on is creating leverage. For a lot of people, not a lot of, but for some people, the whys and costs still isn't enough. 90% of people, they create a good why and a good cost list, and they're motivated, they're going to pursue their goals. But for very few, it's not enough. So you need to create external leverage to move you forward. The 2 examples I've heard, and one I've used for some of my clients, is if you don't stay on your goal for your diet or your cheat meals, create a punishment or a negative reward for not doing that. So for one woman, she would eat a can of cat food if she didn't stay on her goal. So she gave a can of cat food to her husband, her mom, and myself, and she carried one around in her purse just in case she thought about cheating on her diet. And so that was a reminder that she really didn't want to eat that, and turning down chocolate is now suddenly easy compared to having to eat cat food. The other example is I've heard of donating money to a charity or a cause, not a charity, but a cause that you really don't support. You would hate to support it. And so you do the money more than you can afford, slightly more than you can afford, and to a cause you don't support, that you would hate to support. And suddenly the idea of having to put out $1,000, or if you have a little more money, putting out $20,000 to a cause you really would hate to support, you're suddenly motivated to do whatever actions you decided to put forth. And the final thing I want you to cover is understand willpower. Just understand that it's a process. Willpower is like a muscle. If you work a muscle to failure, you're not going to be able to do much more, and it's going to be hard to keep using that muscle. However, if you use it a little bit, create a little bit of resistance, and recover, you're going to be able to keep moving forward after that. You're going to get stronger through the process. Willpower is just like that. So I hear people all the time like beat themselves up. They're like, I'm just lazy, I don't have any willpower. And so they never reach their goals. But it's because they tried too much and they overwhelmed their willpower and they just failed because they couldn't handle it all at once. But if you started slowly and built up over time, you would have been able to handle it and got stronger through the process. So each time you can handle a little more. Example would just be exercise. Start out with 15-20 minutes walking 3 times a week. Then add a little strength training in a couple weeks from then. Maybe you end up working an hour 3 times a week. You keep adding slowly until you adapt to that process and you make the habits, and it gets easier to maintain that willpower. Same thing with business or relationship. Instead of trying to completely change the way your relationship is, just spend an extra 15 minutes a day or 15 minutes 3 times a week with that person, being fully present with them, giving them your undivided attention. Or if it's your business and you haven't been doing extra to focus on the business, you've been stuck working in the business, take 30 minutes a day and just work nonstop focusing on what your biggest task is to move that business forward. And then over time, work for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But at the start, focus just on what you know you can handle and build up over time. So those are the 4 things to increase your motivation and follow through. The first one is know your why. With enough reasons, you're going to be able to keep moving forward when things get tough. Look at the costs. What are you going to miss out on if you don't achieve this goal? The more you can realize what you're missing out on, the more it's going to push you forward. For some, create that external leverage. Some sort of task or challenge that you don't want to do and is more powerful than doing the actual thing or the actual goal. So for some, a diet, pick the cat food. Others, if you don't make enough sales calls, you have to donate money to a cause that you don't want to support. And finally, understand willpower. Be easy on yourself. Know that you have goals and you're trying to change your life in a new direction. You have to overcome a lot of resistance. So start slowly and build up over time. I'm Brian Cade with Cade Fit. Once you get stronger, life gets easier. Hey guys, Brian Cade here with Cade Fit. Books are my most valuable possession. I believe that each book has the ideas that can transform my own life. And because I'm recommending books on a regular basis, I'm like, hey, you're struggling with this, you should read this book. My clients were like, hey, why don't you create a list of the top books that you're always recommending to us? And so I did just that. I created the top 5 books to transform your life. They're broken into categories between wealth and finance, relationships, fear and self-confidence. And I broke them into the books that had the most value to me. And so if you click the link below, you'll get instant access to the top 5 books to transform your life. If you don't start changing the way you think, you will never change. Once you change your thoughts, your actions will change and your life will change. I promise that if you read these books on a regular basis, that your life will change forever.